Since the creation of my YouTube channel, at the end of almost every video, I have ended it by saying, stay tuned, because I have some cool things coming. Well, everyone, now is that time. Well, everyone, this is a very exciting video for me, and this is just something I've been waiting for a very, very long time. I'm sure you've probably read the title by now. 3800 Supercharged swapping a Chevy S10. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that my Chevy S10 isn't exactly a Chevy S10. And if you're new to the channel, this is my Chevy S10. Now, I say this in every video. Mechanically speaking, this is a 1996 Chevy S10 with a 2.2 liter 5-speed. Short box, regular cab, 2-wheel drive. Mechanically speaking. However, it has the body of a 1969 Chevy Corvair, and it is also registered and insured as a 1969 Chevy Corvair. However, you open up the hood, everything is S10 underneath. I turboed the engine. I actually got sponsored. I think it was like my first ever sponsor. It was by Max Peeding Rods. And they gave me a turbo. They're like, hey, here's a turbo. Install it on your car. And I was like, okay, don't need to tell me twice. And I did. And it was a lot of fun. But the goal has always been to swap in a supercharged 3800 V6. And a lot of people are always like, no, put an LS in it. Put a small block Chevy in it. Put a big block Chevy in it. Put a V8 in it. And, no. You know, I love V8s. I'm a car guy. I love a V8 grumble. But I'm also a firm believer of not everything has to have a V8. Just because a car doesn't have a V8 doesn't mean it's not a great car. We're getting away from the point. This is a 2000 Pontiac Bonneville, SSEI, which is the supercharged model. And you're looking at this car and going, oh my God, this thing is really clean. What are you doing taking the engine out of this? And the answer is cosmetically, yes, this car looks like it actually just rolled off the lot. But underneath, it is completely rusted out. There's holes in the floor. The rear frame rail actually collapsed. The spring that it rides on, that entire mount, completely rusted away, and the spring pushed up through the frame rail, and then around the trunk, it's also really rusty around the trunk as well. Although this car looks clean, it's really bad. It's really rough. But the engine is solid. It's a solid runner. It only has 130,000 miles on it, which for a 3800, that's just getting broke in. And yeah, so today's video is we're going to be removing the engine. I bought an engine stand. I'm going to be taking some other stuff with it as well, and then I'm going to be selling the body. Maybe I can sell it to someone who wants to put it into a demo derby or a stock car race, dirt track race, something like that, or part it out. You know, I don't care what happens to the car afterwards. But yeah, so as this project progresses, I'll explain more and more about how this will all come together. To further reiterate how bad of a condition this is, watch when I jack up the car. Hold on. See if I can get it off the ground first. This whole thing is just rattling back and forth. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. This thing is rusty. Oh my God, I just went to put the e-brake on so it didn't roll away, and it just sheared the cable off. Oh my gosh. Alright, yeah, we don't have an emergency brake now. Wow, I've never... Cable is not supposed to do that. Alright then, well, there goes the emergency brake. Okay, so I got the car jacked up. I went on the inner frame rails, just because I didn't want to destroy the rocker guards. And then got the wheels off because I need to take off the brake calipers because I was gonna cut the brake lines, but I was like, I better not, you know, better not. But got this off, and this is not gonna be as hard as I think. First off, look at how destroyed these mounts are here. But we got 2 bolts here, we got a bolt here, and then I think there's also one. There's one over there, I know for sure. I bet you the other one's underneath this plastic splash guard. So we're gonna do that. Gotta undo the struts. What I am gonna do first is I'm gonna get my cherry picker out, and I'm gonna just attach it to this so I'm not under it and it like falls and crushes me. But before we do any of that, we need to drain the coolant out. There should be, I believe it's called a pepcock underneath here. Yeah, there it is. I see it. So I need to get my my coolant drain thingy, and then go from there. So let's do that quick. Okay, got the brake calipers undone. I went through and cracked every engine cradle bolt. The middle one right there is stuck, so I am just going to cut right through it because I don't care. So next thing that I am going to do is I'm actually going to start disconnecting the wiring harness stuff, but we are going to make sure we keep everything together. So I'm going to be marking that with some tape, and then I should probably do coolant lines. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. A lot of this stuff I'm just going to cut out of the way. So yeah. I'm running into one problem though, is if I slide my cherry picker underneath and drop the engine will now be on the cherry picker and I won't be able to get that off to then lift up the car. So I will have to think of some way to do that. But I think I maybe got a way figured out. One thing I'm not looking forward to is reaching back there and unbolting the steering mechanism. I think it is only 1 bolt, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. And then a lot of this stuff that you see, all this extra stuff, won't be transferring over to said Corvair. Oh my god, how long has that been like that? It won't be transferring over to S10. But I still want to make sure everything is all marked and complete. So I'm just going to spend the next few minutes kind of disconnecting some stuff, making sure we are marking it, and then that should be all good there. Okay, so now the next thing, this is going to be really hard to see. I am filming with GoPro, so I can't really zoom in. But right here where my finger is, there is a bolt there. I believe it is a 13 mil head bolt, and that 1 bolt holds on your entire steering knuckle. So we're going to undo that, and then the next thing we are going to do is we're going to actually cut off the exhaust because I am not dealing with bolts right now. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that still needs to be disconnected. However, I am going to start dropping the engine. Probably put some blocks underneath it. Blocks that are higher than this, you know. Alright, we got that bolt out. It was actually an 11 millimeter head. And then don't go from above. Come down here, turn the bolt so you can actually get through it through there. So now, just got a fresh brand new blade on my Sawzall. Time to lop off the exhaust, and we are also going to cut through that bolt there. However, we are going to get some blocks under it first because don't want that falling down. So let's do that, and then maybe, just maybe, this thing might come out. This is my personal hell. So we got all the bolts out here. Don't forget about the 2 right there, or 1 on each side. Technically, the engine is free, except for 1 bolt that is completely froze. And it's that one right there. Yeah, this is... because if I just ever so gently... see the engine dropping? Alright, we're going to tighten her back up, because... I feel like that dropped a long ways. Ooh, on the plus side of it dropping, ooh, we might be able to access that bolt better. However, I'm hoping it just kind of rips itself apart. Alright, it's coming. My AC lines still have crap in them, so I'm trying to figure out how to drain those. And then the wiring harness is still attached in some places. Other than that, just about home free. A few places still connected via wiring harness. Yeah. That's bending like crazy. Hopefully that doesn't break. All right. What is still... We're basically free. We are like free. There's only a few things still holding us back. Oh my gosh, I think that's it. So the bottom of the fuse box here has 3 plugs. 1, 2, 3. Right? Oh, and this one here. Don't forget about that one. Undo those because these are body ones. I think that's it. I drained all the Freon. That was terrifying. I cut the wires. I also cut the power steering fluid, and I cut the radiator hose because I'm not going to be able to use any of that. I'm going to try to get the brakes out of here all in one just so I can still stop this thing when I push it out of my garage. So now what we're going to do is we're going to jack it up a little more. We're going to get a blocks under there to keep the body up. Then we're going to lower this down onto these 2 carts right there, and then hopefully we can shimmy it out of here, and then get to taking the engine off. This has been this took so much longer than what I thought it was going to. This is impossible without a lift, so good luck. Alrighty, she is on the ground, nothing holding her back except for the lack of room, but I'm sure everything will work out just fine. That is, without a doubt, one of the worst things I've ever had to do. That was hell. Please do not do this without a lift and a cutting torch. I'm so physically exhausted right now. And it's not even fully out. I still need to back it up, but I don't know, we'll see. That was awful. And I end up having to cut right here because I didn't know where the plug was. I don't even know what it goes to, but I was like, I'll figure that out later. And then even though I'd cut the brake lines, tensile strength of brake lines and wires is just absolutely insane. So yeah, all right, well, we can't stop now. We're going to set the car back down, and we're going to see about taking this engine off, because I still want to have everything back together by the end of this night. It doesn't have to be completely 100% back together. However, at least so the car can roll back together would be nice. So, alrighty, we're going to take a break. To get the engine out, there's bell housing bolts. I see a bracket here and a front bracket here, might be a bracket on the other side, and then the converter bolts as well. And then I should be just about home free. So yeah. Okay, we got the 2 bolts out there. We got 3 bolts out here. We got the 1 bolt out of here. We got the 1 nut right here, and then we took off the starter because there is 3 converter bolts that need to be taken out. And do this before you drop the engine. I forgot to do that. But
I think I got the converter bolts, and then there should be 2 bell housing bolts that face this way. Oh wait, there's one right there. Sweet. Okay, there should be 2 bell housing bolts, maybe one that faces this way. But then the engine should be free. And this nightmare is over. Alrighty, getting the torque converter bolts out. That is an 18mm head. And then you gotta grab the engine. This is not the right way to do it, but I just vice grip the belt together. I am going to be replacing the belt, so I don't care if that's the wrong way to do it. There is 3 torque converter bolts. Take one out, rotate the engine 120 degrees, take it out, do that again. Alright, I will see you when that is done. There's a bolt back here, that's where it is. And there's a bracket right here. That's what the bracket looks like. Remove that bracket, and you can get access to the bolt with some extensions.
Is this swap even worth it? I'm beginning to ask that. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh, okay. Sorry. No, you know what? Not sorry. Been doing this all day.
You know what? I probably shouldn't be right here when this separates. This is how I go.
Nope. Church time.
Alright. Now, we are just separating the transmission. Alright. I'll put that right there.
Oh my god, it came loose. Holy crap. Wow. I can't believe any of this is going the way I thought it would. Okay. Oh my god, stop. This isn't my floor, it's my dad's. Alright, it's tilting forward. So, how do we keep this from tilting forward? Who's calling me? Spam. Awesome. Okay, I'm about to pass out from dehydration. Hold on. You know. You just know. There's going to be something holding us back. Because why would anything ever go the way it's supposed to? Yeah, just go ahead, drain all that. Yeah, I don't care. What's anything else? Anything else want to get cut out of the way? God. Damn, what an awful job. If you're a mechanic and you're watching this, you guys are the real heroes. After a grueling 9 hours of trying to remove that engine, it is the next day, and I have completely destroyed my parents' garage. But the engine's out. The video's not over. I'm just going to spend the next 4 hours before I have to leave for work deep cleaning the crap out of this garage. Alrighty, well, that was a lot of work to clean that up. In case anyone was wondering how you kind of clean that up, I got an entire bottle of Tide laundry detergent and dumped it over the entire floor and then scrubbed the crap out of it. And it's not perfect, but anyway. So, here it is. Here is the engine. I kind of let time get away from me today, so unfortunately I'm going to wrap this video up super quick, just because I have a bunch of stuff to get done. But here it is, the L67, the Supercharged 3800, or as the Australians call it, the Ecotech. I just call it the 3800, who cares? Anyway, so here it is, in all its dirty glory, and yeah, I have started spraying down a bunch of like bolts because I'm not going to use any of this exhaust stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm not actually going to use this wiring harness, let alone this
fuse box here, I found a company who will make me a one-off standalone wiring harness, and I can make it to my exact specifications, so I can be like, hey, I'm not going to be running AC, I want the coil packs on the firewall, and I want the ECU on the passenger side fender well, and they will go type that into the computer and make me a one-off wiring harness. It is not the cheapest thing in the world, but it is worth it. Which actually brings me to my next and final point is, as much as I really want to start on the swap right away, I have to order some parts, and like the wiring harness is going to take a little bit to make. So unfortunately, this is going to go on a temporary back burner, but I'm thinking the next video will be going over the new plug-and-play wiring harness, and I really want to detail this engine up. I really want to clean it, and I really want to, my goal is to make it look like a small block Chevy. So I'm going to paint the block orange or the valve covers orange. I'm going to polish the supercharger housing or just paint it chrome. And that's going to be the next one, but I'm just going to, this is happening. So, all right, I'm starting to ramble. That's the end of the video. I got to get going. Thanks for watching, guys. This is going to be a really, really awesome project. I'm super excited for this. Make sure you drop a comment. I love reading comments, ask me questions, and subscribe because you're not going to want to miss this. I have some really cool things coming.